Welcome to another progress report for the Foundation. This week will be a little bit of a different video because I won't have a lot of gameplay to show you. So I'm going to talk about some of the things that happened this week so that you can be up to date on what's going on. So here I just have my coding window open. A lot of people think that as an indie developer this is all I do all day is just make these colored words do things that are awesome. And there's a lot of that, but single-man teams like myself end up having to wear a lot of different hats and do a lot of different things, and this week was no exception. So here we have the Wiki, and here's a story, pretty famous story for the Wiki anyway. 645 positive ratings, amazing. So as I was going through the game this week, I realized that I have tells like this one that are in the game that under the GOIs you can go and open up various tells and read them. It's going to be part of the game. And I realized that none of those tells had any attribution. That there was nowhere that I gave credit to the authors. That's a pretty big problem, and I definitely can't put a game out even in a tech demo form without giving credit to the people that made this stuff. So I realized, well, I was already going to do this for SCPs anyway, so I might as well work on the attribution, get it done. And so my plan was, down here at the bottom of the page, there's a history button. You click it, and it brings up this section here that shows you the history. Typically, the one on the bottom is the author. Not always. However, this section of the page is loaded dynamically after the page loads. And to spare you the boring technical explanation, there's really no way I can get this information without putting a complicated screen scraper into the game that basically browses the page in multiple swipes, gets the information it needs, and builds together the attribution comment. And I'm not even sure if I can get that into the game. I actually tried, and because of the limitations Unity has with its C#, I'm not sure if it's even possible. But even if it was possible, it would probably be far too slow to be effective. I can't have the game telling you to wait for 30 seconds or a minute while it loads a web page multiple times. So I've sent off a request here to the licensing team, and they're currently discussing it. I've given them my possible solutions, which basically come down to giving a link directly to the authorship information so that anyone that wants to see all of the authorship information can go there and view all of it completely. So I can do all the other attribution just fine. I just can't get the author name. So I'm running this by them. In these circumstances, it should be easy to defend this as proper attribution, but it really doesn't matter if I can defend it. I need the community to agree and be happy with the level of attribution that I provide. If anyone is, not happy with that level of attribution, then I'm kind of trampling on top of the people that I'm trying to make the game for. So I'm waiting to see what they think about it. The good news is that at least the first person that's looked over it feels that that would be sufficient attribution. Also, a couple other people I've talked to, not related to the licensing team, also feel that that is probably proper enough attribution. So hopefully this will work out just fine. If it doesn't, this will mean huge changes to the way the Foundation game was going to run. I won't be able to pull the SCPs off of the wiki anymore. I would have to pull them from a set list that I've built into the game, which would greatly reduce the number of options and experiences that you could have in the game unless you modded it. So hopefully I can avoid that, but at least I have an idea of what to do if I can't. So some of the other things I did this week. If you remember, I had these icons last week that had the ugly tab shapes around them from previous. I've been removing those tab shapes off of the icon, cleaning them up, making them a nice white and black so I can tint them easier, and putting them into the game. You see here in my Unity window, you can see several of the cleaned up icons sitting there looking all shiny and pretty. Also cleaning up some of the small bugs that are in the game. Nothing that you probably noticed in the videos, but just things to try and make it so that this tech demo is as polished and smooth running as it can be. I also spent quite a bit of time this week working on a teaser trailer video. When the tech demo releases, I'm going to also release a teaser video so that I can share it with places, that you can share it with people you know, and hopefully it'll allow me and all of us to share the game more effectively and get people more interested in it. I have pulled together quite a bit of interesting things, and I think it's going to be quite a bit of fun. So that's what I've been working on this week. Hopefully that licensing stuff works out smoothly without a hitch, and I will catch you next week and update you again on the progress. Thank you for watching.